This is Greg after extensive film study. This is Mazz from his couch. Let's do all 3 up and 3 down at the same time, shall we? So just give me the 3 up at once. Go.
Milton Williams, 6 quarterback pressures. He had almost half of what the Patriots had in that game. He's been incredible. I questioned, certainly at the time when they signed him to this contract, he was not worth his contract. He's worth it now. I mean, we're halfway through the season. Demario Douglas, was tremendous in this game. Touchdown, 58-yarder. Had another big catch for 15 yards. And I also considered Diggs and Garrett Bradbury and Morgan Moses, but I'm going with Christian Gonzalez. I thought he had a great game. 3 pass breakups against Drake London. Really good battle. Drake London got the best of him on that play where Gonzalez got injured temporarily, but really good day for him.
Mazz.
We're doing all 3, aren't we?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Demario Douglas, Calebon Chason, and the tandem of Travion Henderson and Jennings in the backfield.
You like the running backs?
Yeah, they were pretty good in this game. Yeah,
I did not.
All things considered, they were fine.
Greg, why is he wrong?
I am not a fan of Travion Henderson. He had more issues in pass blocking, half a sack, a knockdown. He had another couple runs. He had a 2-yard run that should have gone for more. He's still running into people's backs. There are times where he gets in the hole, and you're like, if it was Ramondre Stevenson, all of a sudden Ramondre Stevenson is jump cutting. Like, why can't Henderson jump cut? Why is he just a straight ahead guy? I have a lot of questions about him going into this week if Ramondre Stevenson is out for a extended period of time.
Greg's right about a lot of that, but he's getting better. He's not just running into guys.
But right now he's pretty much just he needs to have an edge and he needs to run. He needs to have an angle to the sideline to get 8 yards, 7 yards. That's pretty much his bag at this point in time. And now you mix in, he still can't pass block. Like, I was thinking about it, like, I might be more willing to go with Terrell Jennings as the first 2 down back. Because at least I know he's going to – I mean, he talk about no wiggle. Like, he's just going to go straight into the line. But if there's a crack, he's going to get what's there. Maybe he's going to fall forward. But I don't want Henderson in pass protection, so I don't know what they do.
On that last possession when they were killing clock, didn't they go to Jennings as opposed to Henderson? Yeah. Isn't that a little telling?
Yeah.
3 down. Greg, go ahead.
Jared Wilson. Not that bad in pass protection. I only had him for a half a hurry, but – 6 poor run blocks where he was just sort of, getting owned in the middle of the line. Number 2 would be Marcus Jones. I feel a little bit bad about this because he did have some really good plays, but, 2 touchdowns. He had a big missed tackle as well. And I think, based off my interpretation of the film, that he had another coverage bust. This is like the 2nd or 3rd straight week where he's in man coverage and everybody else is in zone coverage. And it was the play where the Falcons went down to the 1-yard line. There was a little check down. I don't know if it was to Pitts or whoever, but it looked like Marcus Jones was supposed to be in the zone, the hook flat zone there, and he wasn't. He was in man coverage down the field and just left this huge void there. 3rd, I thought about Kyle Williams for his. I put that on Kyle Williams 2 weeks ago. I put it on Drake Maye. This one, it looked like Drake Maye was throwing it was supposed to be double slants with Diggs on the inside, Kyle Williams on the outside. Drake Maye, 3-step drop, boom. Diggs ran 1-2 available. Kyle Williams ran 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the ball's behind him. He wasn't synced up to the drop. And I don't think that's any of these route conversions, complicated things in the I think that was a prescribed play, and he ran it wrong. But the 3rd down for me is Drake Maye. I have to put him there. Ooh. 3.5 sacks, a knockdown, a hurry, and the 2 turnovers. I mean, if Parker Romo makes the extra point and the Falcons don't melt down on their final drive, they lose because of who? Drake Maye. So I got to put him down there. Mostly for the 2 turnovers.
So I combined 1 and 2 because they were sort of hand in hand. Christian Gonzalez and Marcus Jones. You got schooled. Drake London was the best player on the field on Sunday by a mile. He was dynamite. And look, you can tell me that Gonzalez had a couple of breakups, and he did. That play on the sideline where Drake London, out hustled and, maneuvered.
He out-toughed him.
Yeah, he did. He out-toughed him. He out-toughed Christian Gonzalez on that play. And you know what it reminded me of? Steve Smith and Aqib Talib, where Aqib Talib had to leave the game, and Steve Smith said, ice up. Okay, it was the same kind of crap. I think Drake London basically knocked him out of the game. My third is Drake Maye. That fumble was horrendous. Absolutely, positively horrendous. It completely changed the game. The quarterback cannot make that play, and he did.
More love there for Drake Maye and subsequently Josh McDaniels. But before I go to the phones, Greg, real quick, did I hear you say on TV last night you think Drake Maye the last couple of weeks has backslid a bit?
Yeah, it is. As far as my grading, I mean, there was the 3 games, ending with the Saints game where he was just off the charts in terms of my grading. I mean, he was just incredible, and he was playing fabulous. The last 3 weeks, he's gone down a little bit each week, and this week he's throwing the ball great for the most part. His decision making, as far as where he goes with the ball, when he does throw it, has been pretty good. The problem has been sort of his decision making in the pocket about whether to leave, whether to stay. 3 weeks ago he was leaving the pocket too early. And last week, he was holding on to the ball a little bit too long. 6 sacks. It shouldn't have been 6 sacks. It should have been more like 2 or 3, except he factored into like 3 of them. This week was even worse in that regard. Drake Maye was responsible for 34% of the pressure in this game. His decision as far as, not taking the easy money, sort of big game hunting. And because, as far as his throws, he still had, I had him for like 3 elite plays. I only, the 2 big minus plays were the fumble and the interception. The sack obviously wasn't on him. It was on Owenu, but he was responsible for 3.5 sacks in this game.
So what do you think's going on?
Largely, I just think it's a young athletic quarterback that's going to just have to learn. He's in the most difficult position, and I've talked about it before probably on here. But being an athletic quarterback who can make plays with his legs, how long do you stay with the play? How long do you just go ahead and make a play with your legs? It's never going to be perfect. It's going to, some days he's going to make all the right decisions. Some days he's going to make all the wrong decisions. It's just trial and error. He needs reps at that, and he'll learn as he goes. But I think, based off of this game, I think the corrections that I think Josh McDaniels would make with him is, and Mike Vrabel as well, is, let's get back to being a little bit more efficient, where it's 1, 2, and I'm going to my check down. And understanding, I think he's lost a little bit where his check downs are. When I do mark him downs for sacks, it's when, he's got Henderson or somebody in the flat, or he's got Diggs, showing, early. And instead, he's just holding on to a little bit too long. He has to understand which opponents he does that against, which ones he doesn't. The Browns, Vrabel went into it saying, I don't think this is a week we want to get past 1 or 2. And then he goes out and they get 6 sacks. And this week was another one with Jeff Ulbrich and how much they blitz, and they're good at pass defense. And I think the corrections will be, Drake, let's go back to being a little bit more of a pocket quarterback and make that overcorrection a little bit and then go from there. But I think largely he's fine. Like, I'm not alarmed. I think it's just a young quarterback who has to learn some of these things.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I mentioned yesterday, he holds on to the ball too long on some of these plays. And I was just looking up the average time to throw on Pro Football Focus. He had the fifth most time in the league this week. So there are times
against a team that blitzed him a lot and can get after the quarterback.
Yeah, so there were times where he had enough time. I'm not telling you he had, 10 seconds back there, but he had enough time to get rid of the ball and held it. And you got to but that's a common problem with a lot of young quarterbacks. But he does it. Like, people think he doesn't, and he does.
Do you worry he's taking too many hits?
Yeah. I mean, that's always going to be part of the deal with him. And I mean, I do like, as opposed to Jaden Daniels, I mean, I really like how Drake Maye is built, and it seems like he could take the shots, but they're gonna accumulate over time, and so he's got to watch that, a little bit more self-preservation. I mean, he had that that one scramble where, he picked up the first down, he ends up getting a high-low shot. Like, just go down. Just slide. Even if you end up a half a yard short of the first down, which you probably wouldn't have, but just go down. This team needs you for the long haul, and so, don't be a hero.